Well, thank you everyone for taking the time to be with us here today. We are really excited to share with you who we are, what we do, and most importantly, how we can bring really real value to your business. All right. So let's start with who we are. So Provence is a leading software company specializing in IT service management and IT asset management. We have been in business for more than 27 years and we have a global presence. Currently, our newest generation of ITSM and item products are built in Power Apps. So we leverage Power Platform, Azure, Copilot AI, and other Microsoft technologies. Uh, Therefore, we are a great strategic partner for these Microsoft customers as our flagship product that is called ServiceTeam is made to work with and seamlessly integrate with the rest of your Microsoft applications and connect to your entire business. Okay. So, of course, we have worked with hundreds of customers, hundreds of thousands of end users all across the industries, including state and local government, financial services, education, managed services. And we have a global implementation experience and services expertise to implement and support ITSM and ITAM and ensure technical risk reduction. Right. So this slide gives a great visual of how ServiceTeam sits right inside Microsoft Power Platform, the same place where apps like Dynamics 365, Office 365, and Azure live. So ServiceTeam is a software built similar to how Microsoft builds its own apps. It runs on the Power Platform, uses Dataverse for data. So we don't host your data in our data centers. Running entirely within your own tenant, Service Team delivers unified experience while keeping your data, security, and AI firmly under control. Service Team is also able to tap into Microsoft's Power Platform's automation, reporting, AI capabilities, and integrations. So everything kind of works together naturally within the Microsoft tools that you already use. And because it's on Power Platform, it's quick to deploy and teams can configure workflows, automation without heavy custom development, making it very low code. Okay. So I know this is a busy slide, so I'll walk you through it. As you can see on the left here, our product is built on Power Platform, integrating with Microsoft and applications. On the very right, you can see the services we provide. So ITSM, ITAM, executive decision support, customer self-service portal, IT DevOps. And in the middle here, you can see all the functionalities within Service Team, including service desk, incident, problem, change management, service request, service catalog, and management, knowledge availability, event management, asset management, and all these are ITEL aligned best practices. Again, all your data as well as service catalogs, configuration items, knowledge articles, Copilot capabilities, etc. They're all stored and managed in Microsoft Dataverse. So all your data stays within the Microsoft Cloud framework and is of course highly secure. At the very bottom here on this slide, you can see that Service Team integrates with a wide range of Microsoft and third-party tools, such as Azure, Entra ID, Intune, Defender, System Center, SCCM, SCOM, Azure DevOps, Jira Software, SolarWinds, etc. Another interesting capability that we have is that there is a bi-directional integration with Azure DevOps, enabling service test agents to create work items directly in DevOps from service team tickets, with updates synchronized between engineering and service teams. So a pretty cool feature that was kind of, that a lot of our customers find interesting and find very valuable. So that was a high level overview of service team. We'll take questions at the end. For now, I'll hand it over to Ash, who will be conducting today's demo, which is, of course, the fun part of today's presentation. And kind of, so Ash, I'll let you take over.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Ramsha. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Today's session is all about seeing ServiceTeam ITSM in action, a practical walkthrough of how a Microsoft native ITSM platform can simplify our operations, reduce overhead, and bring service management closer to where your teams already work. Let me share my screen so that I can get started here. Okay, so usually most IT teams today are dealing with multiple disconnected tools, rising ticket volumes, and of course, pressure to automate without losing control. And ServiceTeam ITSM is built specifically for this world. It runs inside your Microsoft tenant, uses your identity, your security, your data governance, and your existing skill sets. And let's just walk you through how this works in real life. So, starting with the self-service portal here, this is the end user journey, right? So the service team self-service portal here, we can see this is the place where employees can browse their services or submit any request or for creating a ticket or access even knowledge-based components. And it's clean, simple, and fully Microsoft native. So it feels familiar right away. And also the portal gives users structure when they need it, clear categories, guided forms, and easy access to common services. For example, they can access the knowledge base components anytime from the resources. It could be KB articles or some how to videos link or even general FAQs. All of them are available just from the resources tab here. And also in terms of the service catalog, it could be some facilities management related or HR related, IT related, depending on the situation or the department. They can just access them right from the service catalog from the portal. Now, we'll just look into the end user experience, starting with the self-service AI agent. So now let's just jump into Microsoft Teams, where we can see this intelligent AI agent. And what it does basically, it creates tickets, it can submit your service request, ask any questions, and get those answers instantly. So for example, here, started this conversation just to create a ticket. Maybe I'm having some issues regarding Outlook email today. So the first thing, it's basically suggesting me, okay, what is that issue exactly? Is it something like not receiving emails or sending emails, maybe not syncing, all those different suggestions. And when I say that it's probably related to not receiving emails, it's going through all the knowledge base components that are just available in SharePoint and or anywhere that you stored your KB articles there. And it's not just giving me one or two articles, it's just going through all of that and finally merge them together and basically give me a generative way response that okay, you can just get some help or the troubleshooting steps for fixing this particular issue. And from there I can get some help, and basically I can just probably I don't have to necessarily create the ticket, but in this case probably I need some more help or somebody has to look at it, and I just said okay, create a ticket. And now I can see all those information including the ticket title, type, and the contact, the status, and I can just say okay, submit the ticket. And finally I can see the ticket ID, that the ticket has been created, and the status of the ticket is still awaiting for assignment. Or at this point, if I want to add some notes or probably just interact in between, I can just do it lifetime just through the Microsoft Teams chat here with the service team agent. And the similar thing, you can just get the experience from Microsoft 365 Copilot as well. So it's pretty much same. It's just two different locations. So you can get the same bot experience either from your Microsoft Teams, where every employee is live every minute, or it can be just from your Microsoft 365. Just by signing in there, you can get the same agent and you can also create the ticket from there. Now, let's switch to the agent experience. And here in ServiceTeam ITSM workspace, you'll see the ticket. So here, if I go to the ticket details, and let me just close this one for now. So we can see the basic form and all of that here. So this is the first thing I want to talk about is the AI-powered ticket classification here. So we can see the ticket has been already classified. We can see the service area or the service or the category, subcategory has been determined automatically. We can see the priority is suggested there. The relevant knowledge-based components, we'll check that from the guidance pane later. And also the activity timeline is summarized using AI. So there are a lot of AI benefits, or you could say some features that is already integrated into the ticket, and we can see all of that from this ticket. So if we look at here, all those categories, subcategories has been selected. And also if I go to the guidance pane, where I have this option now, which is showing enable classification filtering. So I can, of course, search for any knowledge-based components from here. But if I do enable classification filtering, as it just went through that autonomous agent working behind for doing that classification, we can see it's pulling up all those information like the service category, subcategory, and the service area. And based on that, it's saying that, okay, there is just one knowledge base component, and you can have a look and you can get some help from there. So if I click on that knowledge base component, I can again go by that step-by-step resolution guide as a service desk agent, and I can just get some tips or that resolution, and simultaneously I can work on the ticket to resolve it. Now, as we just saw how the classification works, once a ticket is in the system, agents often face long histories, multiple comments, and of course, scattered details there. So ServiceTeam ITSM resolves this with the AI ticket activity summarization and ticket brief. So if we look at here, so as a service desk agent, I can receive a concise summary of the last activity, what exactly happened. So rather than going through that entire thread, like a long description from the end user, I can just get a snippet of exactly what happened, and also a clear timeline of activities. So if I go to the timeline, I can see exactly all those highlighted portal comments or activities throughout the life cycle of the ticket, what's happening. And it's not just that, we can also see there is the sentiment analysis to understand the user tone and the urgency. And in this case, it's very clear that we are getting that positive response from there, right? So we can see it's showing that positive with the smiley there. So this gives the agents instant context, reduces the time spent reading through all those long threads, and helps them respond more empathetically, especially for escalations or frustrated users most of the time. And I'd say the ticket brief becomes the agent's quick snapshot, enabling faster decisions and more efficient resolution. Next, we have expanded the collaboration with Teams chat integration for agents. So if we look at here, agents can now initiate a conversation with users directly from a ticket, so that we have that ticket history, right? That's important. So for example, I was working on this ticket, maybe I needed some help from my SME, or who is basically expert on this particular matter, or the topic, and I'm reaching out, getting some help, and simultaneously I'm working on the ticket, and it just leaves right into the ticket. And I can see all the other chats as well. So maybe I'm a part of the daily triage room, or maybe some other groups, or a major incident coordination, or incident bridge. Those are all the groups that I'm being part of, and I can access them. But in terms of what happened into this ticket, those are the connected chat. I can see maybe the incident bridge or the major incident coordination is basically that we started right from this ticket to get some help and resolve the issue. Now, it is not just limited to the chat experience. Even if I want, I can open that chat in Teams, like in a broader view there. And also I can start a call. So it's as simple as doing a Teams call. Anytime I can do that. And we all know that with generative AI and Teams integration, there we have this feature of like transcript and recording options there. And we do that, and we have the summary, and this can be part of that ticket history. So anytime anyone is picking up that ticket, they know exactly what happened, what was the summary, what was the communication, all of that in one place, which is the Microsoft Teams integration under the ServiceTeam ITSM here. So I would say this keeps the communication centralized, improves decision making, of course, and eliminates the lost context problem that happens when conversations live usually outside the ITSM system. Now, knowledge creation is often one of the most time consuming parts of ITSM. We all know that. So now let me just go to this one of the ticket. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to close the ticket saying that probably one of the reason, like maybe event resolved or yeah, issue resolved. And if I confirm that, so this is basically knowledge management with AI. And what it does, it's automated knowledge drafting or streamline approval workflows and also AI ready content generation there. And you can also easy link all those knowledge based components to different tickets. So what it's doing now, it's basically it's going to go through all the information I have on this ticket, things like the ticket summary, the title, or even the closure reason if there is any comments or resolution notes. And it's going to propose that, okay, do we want to um, propose a knowledge base article? And if I say yes, now it's going to go through all that information and it's basically create that knowledge base component in the background. Now, of course, in each ticket, if every service desk agent is going to start that process or creating a knowledge base components, it's going to be a mess. So to resolve that, of course, there is the knowledge managers who is basically working behind to look into their dashboard, how many knowledge base components are in the draft stage or coming, so that they can review them before it gets published. So, of course, there's some limitations to that, but you can still create those knowledge base components right from the ticket information if it's all the time repeated. Now, let's look at the reporting, which is, of course, the exciting part for any demos that I usually do because people want to see what's happening in a dashboard view and how easy it is to configure, right? Now, because ServiceTeam ITSM is a Microsoft native tool, it integrates directly with the Power BI. Now, if I look into the reporting here, so what I want to talk about, it's not just going through or drill down through different reports, but what you can also do here, you can use you can use the Microsoft Copilot on the right side, and basically you can just ask, okay, show me open tickets by different priorities, and it's going to go through that detailed information from Dataverse, and it's going to show you that exact chart. And you can just add to a different page here, or you can just get some insights from there. So it's from an insight perspective. And also, even if you want to create a brand new dashboard, you don't have to do it manually now. With the help of the Copilot, you just ask for it. You just give a prompt and it's going to create the exactly how you want it, whether it's HR related some information or your IT teams, how they're resolving tickets. All of that can be just be a prompt with Copilot here, and it's going to create that for you. Now, before we wrap up the demo, let's highlight what makes the service team ITSM unique. So, of course, it runs inside your tenant. It uses your Microsoft security and compliance, and no external data hosting, no additional identity management. And of course, with all this enhancement and AI, it just stays under your control. And of course, it is familiar looks. You see the teams every day, Power BI, Copilot, and of course, Power Platform all the way. And also, the service team ITSM brings together all this automation, collaboration, and AI in a way that is, of course, practical, secure, and aligned with how your teams already work. So today you already saw AI-powered ticket creation and deflection, automated classification and summarization, teams-based collaboration, knowledge automation, and finally the Power BI analytics, and on top of everything, a fully Microsoft native ITSM platform. Thank you for joining today's session. I'm very excited to answer any questions if you have, or maybe drill down into a demo or get some more information. Yeah, over to you, Ramsha.
All right, thank you, Ash. That was a great demo. I think I forgot to say our names at the beginning of the presentation, so I'm my bad there. So I'm Ramsha. I'm an account manager here at Provence, and Ashika Rahman, he's is our technical solution specialist who just did today's demo. So as I continue, I'm just gonna share my screen here. All right. So perfect. Well, thanks again, Ash. We are, of course, very interested in your feedback and discussing what the next steps could be. So that could be you can request a personal demo, call for a review of your current state, or having us provide costs for your organization. And if you are interested in us following up with you, more than happy to do that. You can contact us at info@provence.com, or you can also request a demo through our website, which is provence.com. So we do have a couple of questions that have come in. One is around licensing. So what is your licensing model? So ServiceTeam ITSM subscription is based on number of named users or so specific individuals who are authorized to access and work in the ITSM system. The license is tied to that person, regardless of how often they use the system. And typically, these are service desk agents, technicians, administrators, or managers who create, update, or resolve the tickets. And ITSM subscription, of course, includes all the processes that you saw today, as well as change management. And in regards to ITAM, the service team ITAM is a site license based on total number of employees in the organization, not the number of ITAM users. So there is really no limit on the number of assets that can be managed under that license, and includes all type of assets, like such as hardware, software, cloud assets, etc. So, of course, reach out to us if you're interested in getting more specific licensing code for organization, and more than happy to help you there. All right. Okay. So another question that has come in is surrounding implementation and what the different options for implementations are. So, great question. In most cases, Provence leads the service team implementation. We also work with system integrators and other partners that have domain expertise around Power Platform and ITSM. And professional services are provided as a separate fee to the licensing subscription. And we, of course, work with the stakeholders, your decision makers to define the scope out in detail and provide you services based on times and material basis. Okay. And implementation time frame can vary, right, from customer to customer, depending on specific needs and complexity around automation, integration, and of course, resource availability from the customer side. Okay, so another question that has come in is, how does Service Team ITSM leverage AI without sending data outside our tenant? So again, great question. All AI runs inside your Microsoft tenant using security, identity, and compliance boundaries. And you also have full control over it, which AI features that you want to enable for users, etc. I think these are all the questions that have come in. Um, so again, thanks again for all the great questions and for taking time to attend our session. Please visit us at provence.com for solutions overview, recorded demos, and webinars, white papers from our subject matter experts. And reach out to us at info@provence.com. We're always happy to have conversations around how we can help meet your ITSM objectives. So that wraps up today's session, and thanks again for joining us, and have a great day.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.